Welcome. What's your name, sir?
My name is Albert England.
Okay, tell me a little bit about yourself, sir.
I've spent all of my adult life in prison. I caught a murder case when I was 17 years old. A guy tried to rape my girlfriend, and I shot him trying to protect her. Spent, like I said, 30 years in prison. I grew up in a Baptist home, but I really wasn't. As I got more often in my teens, I got further and further away from the church. So.
And you became Catholic while you were in prison, huh?
Yes. My real good friend who I met in prison, Terry Delp, who is one of the guys who helped found the Kolbe House, was the one who introduced me to the Catholic Church.
Okay. So when you found out you had been accepted, because you had to apply, right? So you found out you'd been accepted to the Kolbe House. How did it make you feel?
I felt blessed because it's not a state-run halfway house. You got to be accepted to it, and there's a bunch of criteria you have to meet. So by me knowing that I had been accepted into a place like this, I knew that everything was going to work out for me. I really did, because state-run halfway houses, they just throw you in there and it basically do for yourself. I have brothers here helping me, doing everything. So, and you're not going to get that in the state-run halfway house. So when they told me I was coming to the Kolbe House, I was blessed. I was excited. I was happy.
Very cool. How long have you been here?
I've been here 3 months and 3 days today.
Okay, and you've been working almost that whole time, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I just started working. I've been working. I'm on my third week now.
Okay.
And the reason because of that, when I got out of prison, they didn't have any of my paperwork they're supposed to have. So I had to come out here and get my birth certificate. I had to get my state ID, my social security card, all that. And because without any of that, I couldn't work. And it was getting the birth certificate was basically pretty easy because I was born in Houston.
Okay.
But getting my social security card was a hassle. It took 3 different tries to get it. And after I got that, I was finally able to get my ID, because you can't get your ID without your social security card. And after I got that, then I was able to start working.
Okay. Well, what's it like living here? Is it good?
Man, it goes back to what I said about being accepted here. It's a blessing. When being locked up 30 years, it was already in my mind. I didn't know what type of environment it was going to be.
Yeah.
And my first day here, it felt like a home, because it is actually it's a house, as you know yourself, but it's the brothers that in it that make it feel like a home. I had everybody reaching out to help me any way they could. And it's a blessing. It really is.
Mm-hmm. So what is your hope for the future? What are you looking at? What are you aiming at, sir?
To be honest, I haven't looked too far into the future, because being in prison for 30 years, I grew up in prison. I grew, from a 17-year-old kid into a man. I'm 48 years old now. So, I know I got a ways to go. So I'm kind of looking short term right now, but I eventually want to get my own house, and I'm gonna reside in Houston. This is where I'm gonna live. I'm gonna continue going to St. Kolbe Church, which that's one of the things I really look forward to on Sunday. I don't know. I just get a sense of peace. It's a blessing. It's way different from prison church, but that's the main thing I want to do. I'm trying to look short term right now. I want to continue working, and I eventually want to get my own house and stuff like that. But I want to stay connected to the community and to the brothers here at the Kolbe House.
Mm-hmm. And how do you see the Kolbe House helping you get to there? What do you need from them, or what?
Basically, just the support of the brothers here, and I've had that since day one. They're always there no matter what. And growing up in prison, that wasn't something I had.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it really is. It's a blessing.
So what about God and His church in general? Not just this house and these people, but what about God and His people worldwide? How do you see them helping you get where you want to be a little longer term, maybe?
Well, like I can't, I really ain't focused yet on, I haven't set a long-term goal yet, but, you know, as I previously said, I grew up in a Baptist church.
Yeah.
And no matter what, I'm a firm believer that God has a plan for us all. And, you know, there's stuff that happens in our lives which we can't question him because, you know, we don't have any idea why. Like, an example of this is my mom. You know, I hadn't seen my mom since I've been locked up. She was in another state and everything. I mean, pictures and talked to her on phone. Yeah, we was in contact, but I've never actually physically seen her or touched her since I left the world in 1993. And she kept telling me before I was getting ready to come up for parole, and she kept telling me that I was going to get out. And she was like, "Yeah, son, you're coming home." And I was supposed to see parole in December of last year. And it was behind, so I ended up seeing him in February, and that's when I made parole. But my mom passed away in January, and
this year?
Yes, it was suddenly, and I never understood why, but it wasn't something I'll question God about. You know, I couldn't understand why I was. He knows everything in our life, so he knew I was fixing to make parole, and I couldn't understand why he would let me make parole, knowing that my biggest fear the whole time I've been in prison was losing my mom. And then she passed away, in January, and then I make parole in February, like a week before my birthday. I've never understood that, but I say that to say this: I know God has a plan for us all, and I'm gonna stay focused on God no matter what. I every day when I get up and start my day, as soon as I open my eyes, I thank God for another day. And I ask him to guide me, and so where he guides me is where I'm going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like you recognize that God's got his hand on you, and that this place is a part of it, and that you trust him with what's coming.
I do.
And that you're blessed and you're grateful. God bless you, Albert.
Thank you.
And all the best for you, sir, brother. And we'll be walking it together, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. God bless you.
God bless you too.